Social media revolution has taken the world by storm. It's changed countries, changed lives, and it's changed the way we do business.
But as more and more people start using it, just like everything else, there are those who abuse it as well.
Every day there's another million people on social networks. So of course, as more people go into the social networks, it's just a given that a small percentage of them are going to be in there for nefarious purposes like cyberbullying.
Nanaimo social media consultant Don Power says cyberbullying cases are on the rise, and it's something more people and businesses are starting to deal with.
They're called trolls, basically because they hide under a bridge. Typically they're anonymous accounts, so that no one can tell who is actually related to the physical tweets or status updates that are going on. So they sort of hide behind this anonymity to cast out aspersions.
Scott Cooper of Modern Cafe in Nanaimo is one of many businesses who experience this. He uses social media to engage with customers and other businesses, and he's seen an increase in this phenomenon.
Part of the reason is because we're farther out there than a lot of companies are. We're on Twitter pretty extensively and Facebook, on websites. I think there's a target that you start to acquire. If it was just me, it's no problem, but I have over 30 employees here. And when the company and the organization is being bullied, it's a concern. It's scary. And once you start going into other people's livelihood, it doesn't feel like a joke.
Don says that this kind of bullying is no different than the one we see in schools or at the workplace.
It's a common occurrence and tends to put people in a very uncomfortable feeling, and oftentimes they're not quite certain how to deal with it. Where it differs from, let's say, personal bullying is that a business has its reputation and oftentimes the livelihood of the people who work there.
Social media can bring a new style of legitimacy and openness to any sort of discussion that's going online. But a lot of people forget how powerful a tool social media is.
And facing such negative comments can cause some to retract and abandon using social media. But Don says that there are many ways you can deal with it without losing out on the benefits.
We advise businesses to engage to a point, but up to a point where the business can determine whether or not it's a legitimate complaint where the person wants to actually resolve it or not. At that point, what we recommend is that the business offers to take the conversation offline to have it resolved.
And if that person doesn't take the discussion offline?
If they don't and continue to interact with the business in a cyberbullying means, it typically means that they really don't want any resolution to that issue at all and never did. They just want to generate their own publicity.
Scott says that this sort of behavior won't deter him from using social media, but he's developed a policy to deal with these issues locally. In Nanaimo, for Shaw TV, I'm Dunya Tozy.